Dude, I'm fucking
cut out
up.
your brain, for God's sake.
I have the booster. It's messed up.
The booster? What, you're fucking Alzheimer'd out, man. Holy shit.
I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Talking Dick's Comedy Podcast. Are you going to talk now?
I didn't say a word.
You're just talking now. You shouldn't be talking. Just drink your water. Talking Dick's Comedy Podcast, a podcast from the web series. It's a spinoff, basically, of The Two Dicks, which you can find on YouTube. I'm El Ducharme. I'm presently in Studio City, California, and that's Al Romas back on the Adventure of the Seas, Royal Caribbean's Adventure of the Seas, where he spent 6.5 months of his life. Right?
I'm trying to get a coffee mug. Yeah. If you're not on the Patreon, you're missing out. We have a beautiful kitchen we're in right now, and I'm trying to grab one of those mugs because there's a cappuccino machine right behind you, Alfred. And I'd like one. I'd like a nice cap. That looks like similar to the one I just got an early birthday gift. I got a cappuccino machine.
From
and
who?
now I'm not home to enjoy it. From my girlfriend. Kelly. When will this excitement about that from you be done? A year? Will it be 1 year?
No, because you went through this big
but it looks like that cap machine behind you.
All right, he doesn't want to talk about it.
What was that? I went through one big trend. I transitioned. Is what you're saying?
I didn't finish.
It was quite a transition.
You transitioned. You have a new life. You went A Man Called Horse. They hung you by your nipples.
I did.
You're a new man.
He had it easy. Compared to what I went through. I'd rather be hung up on my nipples by a bunch of Indians than, go through that fucking hell again.
Go to YouTube. So, all the references can be found on YouTube. Richard Harris movie.
That's true. We went through that quite a bit during COVID times, and they're replaying. We got the classics playing on Fridays on the Patreon, which people should be joining for $5 minimum a month. You can see all the old pods, all the new pods. Look at, and the one here. We're in the kitchen, for God's sake.
Yeah, we have
a nice.
We've been having different studio backgrounds for the past few episodes, so this is a new one. This is kind of like
these people have a lot of mugs. A little too many mugs, though.
This is like an
they didn't know what to fill up the shelf with.
Kitchen coffee break room. It's high end,
right? Yeah, we got a toaster,
like
cappuccino
Valley,
machine.
maybe.
Silicon Valley. I think it's the land of fake tits. I think that's what's happening here. They're drinking cappuccino before they get their breast enlargements.
Well, I'm going to
that's Silicon Valley. It's a different place.
And feel myself around a little bit and see if I can.
Hey now.
See if I can come to a conclusion.
But it's good to be back on the old boat. I see, I'm seeing familiar faces. There's still crew here that were here in April.
Yeah, so
and we're in December. They're still on. I'm not bitching and whining. I said it was good to be back.
Let's go to the videotape. Let's go back where you go, I'm losing my mind. I got to get off this bucket. We've been on here for 6 weeks. We don't even have any passengers yet. They take my temperature 3 times a day. Then I found out it doesn't have to be anal.
All right. Anyway, I had a PCR test on Monday. I was in New Jersey, by the way. I went to.
How did you screw this up?
Go ahead. Screw what up?
It's 48 hours before you get on the cruise ship. Royal Caribbean, you need PCR, and Celebrity cruise lines, you can use antigen or PCR at the moment, but it changes.
Yeah, Royal Caribbean does the 48 hours. So I did it Monday, but I was in New Jersey. I went up to see the Giants play with my buddy Johnny Shipman, and great game. Giants won.
For the win.
Beat the Eagles.
I know.
Awesome. 30 degrees, but
I'm not
it was
an
warm.
Eagles
Felt
fan,
good.
And I'm not a Giants fan.
No one is,
but I'm happy for you.
Oh, thank you.
For you.
Thank you. Eagles are horrible. Only second to the Cowboys in my hatred of football teams. But we beat them. But anyway, I was leaving Wednesday, so I need a PCR test, 48 hours. So Johnny drove me to a CVS in New Jersey, and you do the self-test. I had never done that before. I'd always been to a clinic, got it done. This was the self-test through the drive-through. The woman, she walks you through it when you pull up, and she's like, okay, take it out of the bag, stick it in your nose a little bit. So it's nice. No brain bullshit. Just a little bit in the nostril, each nostril, 15 seconds. Back in the vial, put the vial in the bag, drop the bag in a box. Done. But my panic was, will it be ready? Because I'm getting on a plane at 7 a.m. 2 days later. Will it be ready? It was a risk. I was rolling the dice a bit. But you have to. That's how the way it is now with travel. So
it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be 48 hours. It did not exceed the 48 hours.
No, sir.
Okay. And
No,
how
sir.
long did it take for the results? I was partially listening to you because someone just entered the dwelling, and I didn't know.
They entered the kitchen.
Let me hold on.
Someone wants a cup
hold
of
on
Joe.
1 second. Are you here? Okay, I'm not going to be murdered. All right. Okay.
This is very. It's very unprofessional for her to be walking in. Don't you have a sign saying recording, or isn't there a light on? She's in the business, for God's sake.
I put a sock.
We've been doing this for
a
year and a half. An old sock, an old crusty sock.
Yeah, it stands
Is that a hint?
for itself.
It
can be used as a weapon at this point.
Stands by itself.
That's what I meant. But matter of fact, it's not even mine. It's yours from living on that ship you're on for 5.5 months.
No.
No. No.
Well, anyway, I got my test results at the airport yesterday morning. Test results came in, all good. Flew to Houston, and then did the 1 hour Uber ride where my driver has the radio on, doesn't really speak English well, has a mask. I have a mask, and he's trying to talk to me the whole time. I don't know a word he said. So I agreed to. I may have agreed to anything. I don't know what I did. I don't know. He might have pulled over and fucking anally raped me at any moment. He was like, I go, right. Yep. Right. That's all I'm doing in the back seat. Looking at my phone going, right. Yeah. I know.
All right. First of all,
I couldn't hear a word he said.
Talking to you. He wasn't talking to you. He was on his phone. He was on his phone.
No, he was talking. He was driving.
He was wireless.
He's like,
having a full conversation with all the other terrorists, and you thought he was engaging you.
Why is the guy in the back? The guy in the back agrees with us.
This is where your ego really
likes our plan.
It gets out of hand. You think all about you.
Oh, I thought
you think of the guy.
I thought someone was talking to me.
That's planning an attack on our nation is involving you.
Oh.
And
no, I've served our country. I know when there's a terrorist attack coming. Believe me, I'm hip to it. I can tell from years of service.
What are you talking about? 4 years, like 80 years ago.
4 years.
You were on a wooden ship.
It was the Pinta. It was called the Pinta. It was a nice ship. Yeah. So anyway, I'm here. You're there. On land. You have any shows? What are you doing besides just mucking around? I have a corporate posting a picture of a coffee, for God's sake.
Yeah, I have a.
Must be nice to be retired. Must be nice, just walking around having coffee, taking pictures of it, for God's sake.
Semi-retirement until tomorrow, and then I am gone, and I'm home for these 48-hour stints in between. I'm doing land and sea. And it's pretty much going to be the next
surf and turf. We call it in the business, sir.
Yeah.
Surf and turf. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's pretty much 10
That's
weeks.
What it's known as.
10 weeks. I think I'm going to be home.
10 weeks.
4 days in the 10 weeks. Yeah.
Wow. Who's booking your schedule, Bernie?
Well, we're going to be in Boston. We're going to be in Boston twice. We're going to be in Richmond, Virginia, coming up at the Sandman Comedy Club. That's December 9th, 10th, and 11th. Bernadette Pauly and myself, Al Ducharme. There's going to be a local MC person. I don't know who that is. Otherwise, I'd plug him. If it's a chick, I would definitely plug him.
Hey, now.
What the hell? And
Yeah.
then
The local guy doesn't need a plug. Let's be honest, he's not good. He doesn't deserve a plug. He's gonna.
I don't think
make it easy. Make it tough for you guys.
MC, because you can't have two women on one comedy show. That's just
Shouldn't even have
asking
one, but
for trouble. That's just asking for it right there.
right.
And,
I hear you.
And I am making more money than anybody on the lineup because I'm a man.
Goddamn right you are. That's right. Of course. I have to say that. We know that. That's a given.
We pretend that we're the misogynistic assholes.
I'm not pretending. I'm not pretending.
You
deserve more money.
I'm pretending that I'm pretending.
You're a man, for God's sake.
I'm a man, for God's sake.
You've earned it. You've earned it. You've earned it.
I have these testicles.
Will you be headlining?
Not the testicles.
Are you headlining the show?
I am. I'm going to be headlining. And, sometimes we co-headline. Sometimes we alternate. Sometimes. But I'm the fucking headliner, man. That's right.
So you get more money. We're not saying because you're a man. You get more money. You're the headliner. For
God's Bernadette sake. Was headlining. She'd make more money. And on this particular gig, when we co-headline, we split it 50-50.
Right.
But she ends up getting more
because,
that works.
You're married, though. It's always in the same thing anyway. You're married. It's weird.
But we are two businesses.
Yeah.
We Schedule C's on our tax returns.
Oh, you do? Okay.
We do it that way. Joint.
I got you.
But
is my cappuccino ready yet? Turn around and look at my cap. See if it's ready. I'd like one.
I have to put a cup underneath it, right?
Well, there's enough of them.
So what kind did you get?
Fucking 18
mugs.
What
kind did your girlfriend give you?
I can't know how to pronounce it. DELONGHI. DeLonghi. They've been around for forever.
Italiano?
Cappuccino makers. Espresso.
Yeah, it's a real
espresso cappuccino. It's
designed in Italy, made in China.
Let's hope so. But it's great. Works great.
Did I miss your birthday?
So she gave it to me. Birthday? No, it's coming up, but she gave it to me on Thanksgiving because she was staying at Thanksgiving, and then she was probably figuring, well, I want some cappuccino, so I'll give him this gift early, and I can have some.
She pulled an Ducharme. She said, I want cappuccino from a new cappuccino maker. I'm going to get him his gift early so that I can take advantage of it.
She ain't dumb.
Oh, picking up my tricks.
Yeah, man. But the first one, so I opened it, I plug it in, and then it starts going, like, what the fuck? And there's no booklet. There's no instructional manual. So right away you think, well, somebody had this. Didn't work. They just kept the manual and returned it, brought it back to Target. So Wednesday night, it was the night before Thanksgiving, we boxed it back up. I have a Target about a mile from my place.
Wow.
Went back to Target.
No wonder why I have a girlfriend.
Exchanged that one. Took another one. Brought it home.
Enjoy my joke. Will you take my joke in and go back?
I enjoyed it. I laugh. How much laughing can you? How many LOLs do you want?
It's the only reason
I gave it a chuckle and I move on.
I gotta get a girlfriend. Let me see. Where's the nearest Target? And if I get a place within a mile, whoa, my chances increase tenfold.
Right. And then we exchanged it. I brought it home and it works beautifully. And but it was funny because Wednesday night, I know you were on the boat for Thanksgiving. You missed the whole tradition. But
I'm not going to say iceberg dead ahead. I'm not going to say it.
Thank you. We were trying to. I was like, oh, we should start a new tradition. We'll drink margaritas Wednesday night before Thanksgiving while you're preparing. She's preparing a lot of food and things. I go, well, you should have some We haven't drank margaritas in a long time. I haven't. She had not, and so we made margaritas. And those are, you know how margaritas are, man. They are fucking delicious.
You text me during this whole thing, and I saved your texts, by the way, and I sent them off to some scientists to study. I haven't had margaritas in a long time. I
wouldn't doubt it.
You should see. I'll show you.
I wouldn't doubt it.
You were all
I
over
went
the
5.5
place.
months without drinking on the ship. I'm a fucking lightweight now. And,
Yeah.
but we drank them. And then around 11 o'clock or something, she said, we should take the turkey out of the fridge. We had like a 12-pounder or whatever. We should take it out and put it in the sink for like an hour, let it. And I go, yeah. We continue drinking margaritas. And then we go to sleep. And at 6 a.m., she pops up out of bed. She's like, whoa. I'm like
a thermometer out of a turkey.
We left the turkey in the sink all night. I go, oh, really? Meanwhile, we were so hammered, we put the margarita glasses next to the goddamn thing in the sink. It took the whole sink and we put them next to it.
I'm telling you right now, those texts
Tiny.
you were sending me says it all. I'm like, we're gonna fuck this up. They're gonna ruin.
There were no texts. There were no texts.
There
were
was.
no
You were
texts.
messaging.
And
you
put them on the Patreon. Let them scroll as people see this video. Let those texts scroll unless they say, racist shit. Then keep them to yourself.
All right. I can't believe you call your girlfriend
6 in the hey now 6 in the morning. I whatever it was 6:30. I got up and got in the car and went to Whole Foods. 7 a.m. on Thanksgiving Day. Packed. All dudes in there, scurrying. All dudes who fucked up the turkeys or
Target that are trying to get a girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, and I got another turkey, and anyway, it all worked out beautifully, and had a nice dinner. We were a little hungover.
No.
Thanksgiving Day, a little bit.
I don't believe it. Again, you're a lightweight.
Oh, it's true. I am a lightweight, but recovered, and then had the dinner, and then the next day we went to the Hard Rock Casino. Do a little gambling and drinking. I had a couple of cocktails at the Hard Rock. Bloody Marys, sir. Bloody Marys at the casino. I'm told you, day drinking. I'm a big fan.
You're telling the audience
big
story
fucking
because
fan.
I've heard the story and I have the proof in these texts.
Well, it's the point is the audience
me all along the way.
I was not. I never messaged you.
You were too. She's in the bathroom, dude.
I was
in the
not.
bathroom. Where's that margarita? Some guy in there was belligerent. He got thrown out, and he complained to us that he got thrown out. Was that the situation?
That was from 3 weeks ago, 2 pods ago.
That was the sushi place.
Near it. Yes, it was a cigar bar in Clearwater. Fat man was thrown out for he said fuck, but he was thrown out for being a fat man. That's really what they tossed him for. They said, "Sir, you're too fat. Get out." He said, "I said fuck too many times." Yeah, they did, and you know what? Deservedly so. I think there's a certain weight limit, and if you're over it, get the fuck out of our establishment. Yeah, we have a certain look we'd like here, and you're ruining it. I think there's nothing wrong with that. We need more of that in the United States. We'd be a better country.
Of America.
Yeah, so that was my Thanksgiving. It was great. What about yours, Alfred? How was it on the ship? Did you have a turkey dinner with the other entertainers and make believe you were interested in what they said and laugh at their dumb jokes?
I did. I enjoyed the company.
Oh.
That's
not what the text said. I've got those texts.
Will you stop? Will you just stop it right now?
This fucker is killing me.
Oh, come on. No, that's
him.
you.
No?
I'm showing your
me.
text,
okay.
not mine.
Mm-hmm.
It was lackluster. The actual meal. We had made plans to go to the dining room, and we didn't make it because we had 2 shows every night, and that was annoying. So we didn't want to go on stage with a big full belly from the dining room, because if you're in the dining room on these ships, it's like an 8-course situation, and you want to get it all in. So we said we'd go to the buffet and do the turkey dinner, and it was subpar. It was subpar.
Yeah,
and
I would imagine.
I've done turkey dinners in the buffets in the past, and they were pretty darn good, but this was subpar. But the following day, Friday, they had a paella, one of those big, 4-foot round pans. And it was just full of lobster and clams, and I'm a seafood guy, so that made up for it. That was quite strong.
Everything they didn't get rid of on Thursday, they threw
all
into
the
the
stuff,
big pan for Friday.
It marinated and it was all infused and it was delish. So yes, my Thanksgiving, which my wife was supposed to join me on the cruise ship, but because of COVID-19 restrictions, they wouldn't allow her, excuse me, to join me unless we paid over $4,000 for her cabin.
Mm-hmm.
And then she could have joined me.
Yeah. Well, why didn't you just throw down 4 G's and have a nice Thanksgiving with your wife?
Because I didn't spend 5.5 months on a cruise ship, and I have all this cash in my account.
Oh.
I chose to wait.
Fair enough.
Be poor.
Yes. You look like you're shrinking. Are you I'm your chair. I don't know.
I'm slowly shrinking.
You're slowly vanishing. This is the 1.5 dicks.
I 1.5 dicks. Somebody get the Viagra. I was.
Folks, join the Patreon. You want to see the vid. And people, I don't know if people understand. I really don't think anyone over 40 even understands what Patreon is. We think we need to tell them that for
it's not
$5. Right.
What happens is you become a supportive member and you get some benefits for that. And for as little as $5 a month. And feel free. We have a few $10 a month people. But $5 is all you need. And for
I don't think they understand.
Or $60 a year, you get to see exclusive videos. You get gifts, prizes such as coffee mugs. What is it? What are some of the other things? T-shirts. What else?
Coaster, T-shirts.
Toasters. We're giving away toasters. We're not a bank.
Right behind you, there's a nice toaster on the shelf here. If you have the Patreon, you're watching the video.
I can't.
But we have a lot of listeners. The other way. There you go. Right there. We have a lot of listeners, and I don't think they understand. They think they don't know what it is. And you go to patreon.com, the Talking Dicks, and then you put in your info, and it's $5. You'll never know you even have, $5 you're not going to feel. And you can see video every Monday, new video, and every Friday, classic videos that we're rerunning. And you're part of this whole thing. You're part of the Talking Dicks. You're in our Talking Dicks family. We'll give you a shout out. We mention the members all the time. They come to shows, whatever,
Right.
It's
and you can.
I just don't think people understand it. I think they want to, but they don't get it.
Yeah,
they don't really get what this is.
When you say Patreon, they're like, "What?" Think of a membership. It's a membership, and here's a few other things. If we had 1 million views and downloads, we wouldn't have to ask. And we would still have our Patreon page and people would just join it automatically.
Right.
That's why some of the bigger podcasts are just making money hand over fist because they're such a huge following. We're in the abyss of, we don't have enough followers, but we have a lot more listeners than we do Patreon members. And in order to put our little studios together and all of our equipment and the time we put into it, occasionally we have a sponsor here and here, but it's a pittance. And
Hanley watches
is one. Well, what's the other one that we're supposed to be getting? You're communicating with the man.
We might have something. It's in the I tried to I wanted the manscaping because I wrote to them through Twitter. They were asking about podcasts, and I go, the 2 dicks, the Talking Dicks and manscaping. It's a home run. Come on, man. Well, and then there's a cigar company, a cigar company also that I've been back and forth with because we talk cigars a lot, and they were, I don't know, they seem somewhat interested, but
Talking Dicks and
we'll see.
Come on.
It's all there, man. It's all there. But anyway, if we had that, then, but still you want Patreon members because we're not looking for the money to go buy a fucking car with. We're just buying
speak for yourself,
equipment
asshole.
And I buy equipment and things. I put it back into the biz.
No, well, first of all, I have purchased a lot of equipment, and I'd like to get some of that money back.
You have.
And we were talking about how much we spent on our web series too, like 12 grand, 15 grand, whatever it was, and that was on a shoestring. but it all adds up.
It adds up, though. It does. Yeah.
Yeah. We're
So
like
join
20,
Patreon.
We're like 20
.com.
grand in.
Join the Patreon.
We'd like
That's
to
all.
get that
People are
back.
listening. You could be watching it.
Let's
That's
get
it.
our 20 grand
Yeah.
back and then make another 15, 20, and then we'll be good. And then you can cancel your membership.
Oh, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. But the thing is, I talk to people and they do not even, and we've mentioned it on a multiple podcasts, and they don't understand it. They're like, what is that now? And I'm like, well, what do you do when we're talking about it? Do you just tune out? I don't know what you're doing there, Alpha.
Well, they're missing this.
You look like
The
you look like
listeners are missing
Beavis
this.
or Butthead. Beavis and or Butthead.
And or Butthead. They're missing all this.
Yeah. I know.
This is gold.
By the way, speaking of cartoons, have you watched your F is for Family season 5? Have you seen any of the eps and heard your work?
No.
That's a no.
That's a no. I was gonna go for the lie, and I went, no, just be honest. We've been watching these other shows. We've been watching Succession, the morning show. We just finished Squid Games. And we like to watch our shows together as a couple, husband and wife. But we're going to be apart a lot over the next couple of months. So we decided that we're going to binge stuff on our own. And that's one of the things I'll do. So I'm actually not going to binge.
You'll be doing a lot of things on your own, but binge will be one of them. Yes.
Yes. I will be binging F is for Family after December 12th.
Okay.
But I have more followers now, and I have more people chiming in and congratulating me, private messaging me. And
yes.
Thank you so much.
I think I did that.
Tuning in. It's on Netflix. This is a creation by Bill Burr and Michael Price, and Vince Vaughn is our executive producer. And it has a star-studded cast, including Lord.
I've been meaning to watch.
Sam Rockwell. And Jonathan Banks was our guest star last season. Jonathan Banks from Better Call Saul, playing Mike, the hitman cop, ex-cop guy. But Justin Long. Yeah, remember him? Justin Long.
Yeah,
the Apple kid.
Nope.
He's made.
Yes, I do. I know who he is.
Dozen movies.
Yeah,
it goes on and on.
I gotta watch it. But there's a lot of other stuff. It's on my list. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Which I don't have. I don't have a list.
It's 1970s living, what it was like. There's some vulgarity and political incorrectness, and
that's the funny.
Episode, that's the funny, but it always tries to right itself. There is redeeming qualities of the characters and whatnot.
I don't care for that.
Oh,
I don't like any redemption.
No.
You know what I mean? Nah, just be honest.
It's
like
funny.
Seinfeld. Remember they were like,
some funny
hugging.
Stuff. Yeah.
No one learns anything. That's why it was funny.
Did you see the video where is it one of the singers there tries to hug Jerry Seinfeld during the interview? They're on the red carpet and he's.
Yeah.
Is it Keisha? What's her name? One of those girls.
He didn't know who she was.
And he just goes, "Oh, can I get it?" He's like, "No, thank you." And he's trying to finish his interview. "Oh, really?" And she's like, I'm a star." She's not saying the words, but she's gesturing. And he goes, "No, that's okay. Thank you." He shames her.
Right.
He's embarrassed.
That was funny. They called that back on Between Two Ferns. He had Seinfeld on.
Yes.
And then as they were interviewing, he had her come out and just interrupt the interview and sit down and move Jerry over to the side. And just interviewed her.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was very funny.
Yeah.
That
funny.
That was redemption.
Funny stuff. Is that redemption? Is that what that is?
A comedy redemption, yeah. Mocking themselves.
All right. I like that. I thought that was a callback, but I like that.
Do you enjoy Between the Ferns?
I liked it. Yeah, I didn't see the movie. I didn't see the point in that, but I liked a lot of Between Two Ferns. There was some funny stuff there.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah. I think it's just Between Two Ferns, not the Ferns.
I think it's
not between the two ferns.
Yeah,
it's two, not the. Yeah,
Between Two Ferns.
Yeah, That's it. Thank you.
I enjoy the banter between those two ferns.
Uh-huh. I see.
Zach is he's such a natural. He doesn't like fame.
Yeah, he's great.
By the way, he doesn't like fame. Did you see him
No.
on Seinfeld?
He lives in North Carolina, doesn't he?
Did he move?
I think he moved to like North Carolina. Yeah.
Sold his place out here. He lived in a
regular life.
He lived in a little,
as they say,
2 or 3 bedroom, little 2-bedroom house, like a Spanish traditional.
Yeah.
Like forever, and just
nice.
Didn't do a big monstrous mansion. And he's out. When you're big enough, you don't have to be here. You don't have to live in Los Angeles. You live wherever you want. You're always on a plane or on a.
You see, everybody's leaving. Right.
Well,
and now
taxes,
everything's done.
That's why. It's taxes. Yeah, when you got millions in the bank, and then all you can do is make millions after that.
Well, and it's a good thing you guys live there.
The LA County is like 13.5% income tax, and the sales tax is 9.5%, and they want to bring that up. It's like a VAT tax. It's just like, I know Rogan.
Oh, you should stay there. And
why he went to
pay the taxes.
I don't make enough money to worry about that shit. You know, what am I paying, an extra $800?
I don't know.
When
I don't know what you're
Rogan's
paying.
$100 million thing, he went bye going to Austin.
Right. It was also COVID too. It was a lot of COVID. No, but it was a lot of COVID stuff too.
Yeah, and it was political.
Couldn't do anything.
Whatnot. Conspiracy theories.
Right, but he wanted to open a club in Austin and be able to work. LA's, this new one. They'll shut LA down again any minute now.
Any minute.
This Omicron. Every other day now, we're gonna have another mutation
on 60 Minutes.
It's a new one. It's a new variant. Oh, variants! I'm scared. I was in a New Jersey bar after the Giant game.
This fucking story.
Hours before my PCR test. Well, I got to do something. You got nothing.
I have nothing
tired
today.
of listening to babble.
I do have.
You have no energy.
I was going to talk about my.
You're just like
you're talking about you got your second round of PCR test.
I was at the buffet. It was subpar, and sometimes they're pretty good.
I got a girlfriend. I have lots of energy now. I got a girlfriend. I had a drink for the first time in 8 months.
I had paella.
We got drunk, and our turkey our turkey spoiled. Whole Foods.
Yeah, that's called content, sir. That's called podcast content.
I'm not denying you that.
We ate
It's a smoke screen.
Paella.
It
was good.
I'm doing a smoke screen because I'm inept this episode. I'm giving you kudos. I'm revealing what I'm doing here.
This is the big reveal. This is the reveal.
You're bringing it. I'm not.
Did you see Visani's shared our clip from our Patreon page, and they put on their Facebook page about a little 5-minute clip of the story we're talking about, what happened there with my show, and I put it on my Facebook page so people can see that, see a little of the vid, and see what it looks like. You want to see a little studio, and it's not just an audio pod. You really want to see it. You want to see Alfred when he has no material at all, just staring blankly at the camera and waiting for me to cover. And then mock me for doing that.
There's not a lot of nuggets today. You're not throwing. Usually you throw me some nuggets.
I threw nuggets. I threw nuggets. I threw a funny Thanksgiving story. I threw a Giants game in New Jersey. I was just saying I was in a bar in New Jersey with 500 men coughing and sneezing hours before my PCR test. Mm-hmm. But nobody's. Even Florida's open. Jersey, you're supposed to wear a mask. Nobody's wearing a mask.
No, I know.
We're in a bar. Nobody had a mask.
People are tired.
Sneezing, coughing, drinking. People are like, fuck it. I don't care.
I'm tired. I got my booster shot.
And
got my booster shot. Yeah. Which I was planning on getting. Yeah. But I'm in California, so I have people go, "Hey, did you get your booster shot yet? You can get it. You can get it, right? You can get it." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to get my booster shot." Yeah.
No, thanks for looking out for my health. Yeah.
What are you waiting for? You don't have to wait. It's just there's like a half a dozen people that keep relentlessly asking me about it. I'm like, I spoke to my doctor. I have an appointment.
I would get new friends.
I'm going to get my booster shot. But don't act like
I'd get new friends. I don't need a friend asking me if I got my booster shot.
The scrutiny is everywhere, no matter what, whether you're pro science and pro-vax, whatever. And it's just
science.
I'm
She blinded me with science.
It's just annoying. It's annoying at this point. I'm a responsible adult. Just don't. You don't have to light a fire under my ass.
Let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy.
Yourself as lighting the fire under everybody's
responsible.
ass.
We didn't start the fire.
You get a lot of song references. Are you trying to cover up for my lack of energy today?
I'm throwing things against the wall, man. I'm trying to make something stick.
So, anyways, I got my booster
You're just
shot.
rambling about a booster shot, and my friends want to know if I got the booster shot.
Can
I'm like, for science.
Can I tell you about my booster shot situation? It's not.
Please, and just make it as long as you put some humor at the fucking end of it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Did we just wake you, by the way? Did you just come from a nap or something?
I'm recovering from my booster shot. It knocked me out. No, it did.
You just said you had no effect from it.
No, I had a sore arm. I couldn't
were.
raise my arm above this level. If you have the Patreon, you'd see what I'm doing.
Right.
And my arm kind of like swelled up a little bit. And I had my wife and I both got a booster shots 4 hours apart from one another.
Together? Oh.
No, separate places. She couldn't get hers because she didn't have an appointment. So I brought her with me. I'm like,
make a day of it as a
wife.
couple.
We're living together. She said, if you don't have an appointment, I can't see anybody right now. We're completely booked. We're the only two people there. I'm like, I'm right here. I was the only person getting it. He turned away a couple of people at the counter, but it was a Rite Aid. No one was there. And I'm like, dude, she's sitting next to me anyway. She's just go. He wouldn't do it.
What's that? What's that?
That was the shot. That was him sticking.
I thought you were a sound effects guy.
That was.
I thought you were a sound effects guy.
Sticking it in my wife. I'm doing.
Hey now.
A sexual joke about this guy banging my wife, and you.
It sounded like he was kissing her first. Would you give her a little kiss first, and then? Well, that sounded like this is my wife, and then he stuck it in. And she was boosted. That was her booster. She was like, "Oh, that's what it's supposed to feel like."
Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah. That guy is a syringe,
that's what.
I'll tell you.
That's.
I took her to another
science.
Here's the thing. I took her to a Karen neighborhood, which is the Rite Aid is half a mile from here. We live in a Karen neighborhood.
What neighborhood?
Very white.
A Karen neighborhood.
We have a few people.
Broads, you mean?
SNL alum Garrett Morris. That's wrong. Morris. I'll take it.
Garrett
again.
Morris.
I'm taking it again. We live in a neighborhood that's predominantly white, but we do have a few celebrities of color because they have money. They can live here.
We allow
Garrett
them
Morris
as long as you're a
is my
celebrity.
Neighbor. He was on Two Broke Girls, but prior to that, he's one of the original cast members of SNLs. And he's
Chico Escuela.
Yes,
He played Chico
nice.
Escuela.
He had a comedy
Baseball
club for a
been
while,
very, very good to me.
At it. And,
Garrett Morris had a comedy club.
He did downtown. And he has a jazz club.
I never knew that.
I believe. And he has
really,
to come
really.
that. We didn't make it.
Wow.
Because COVID kicked in.
No.
Yeah. He's a very friendly neighbor of ours.
Wow.
And so anyways,
that's cool.
We went to another place 2.5, 3 miles away, more of a Latino neighborhood. And we went in there. And
the hood. You were in the hood.
We pulled up in front and someone said, "We've got white people. Get them in here."
Yeah.
And they dragged us inside, gave her a shot, and they asked me if I wanted another one. I said, "No, I'm good."
Wow, you went to a Latino neighborhood and and she just got a shot from some rando under a bridge or some shit, and
because of you know the situation. Because
you don't even know she doesn't even know what she got. That's not the
because
booster.
People of color don't trust the white man, and that's our own fault. That's our own fault.
That's your fault, not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. Fuck you. I didn't do anything wrong. The hell did I do?
No, I
have a black friend. I know what's going on. I have one.
I love how
like
people,
it when you say
people don't know if we're joking, if we're serious, what side we're on, if we're left, we're right, political. We're just idiots.
That's right.
That's all we're doing here.
Yes, that's how it's got to be. That's how it's got to be, though.
We're embracing the things that are going on.
Each other. We're homos.
In the world.
We're homos. We're embracing each other.
Here's the thing:
Science.
we're not only we homos, but we're homophobic. So
Yes. Oh,
so
huge.
we do the dirty deed,
which is
but
not easy.
we
It's not an
feel-
easy life.
No,
We're shamed.
we're ashamed.
Yes. We have dirty gay sex, and then we weep and hate each other and leave and go to
And pretend
church.
we like chicks.
But yeah, they're not that good. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Compared to guys. You know what I'm saying? Hey now. Science. How did that, you ever think, how did that become, what kind of music were we listening to in the 80s when that was a hit song? A
She
guy
blinded
yelling,
me with
science!
science.
I mean, it's catchy, but it's
Yeah.
so terrible.
Yeah.
And yet that was a hit.
That was Dolby.
And for
right?
$5, Thomas Dolby. I was going to ask you his name if you knew it, and you came right through with
I
it. Very
did
good.
because I think we touched upon this. I went to his Hollywood Hills home in the 90s, like 15 years after that was a hit. And I think he was
Science.
he was producing stuff. So it was a typical Hollywood Hills
Wow.
party.
What were you doing there?
Some girl friend that he had a party at his house.
Oh, I
he
asked,
was
what
over
were
in
you
Europe.
doing there?
He was over in
Again,
Europe.
I ask, what were
He
you
was
doing
over
there?
in Europe recording and producing.
So,
But it's when he said, "Hey, want to go to Thomas Dolby's house?
who
I know
said
his
that to you?
girlfriend.
How does that
She's
happen?
going to have a big party."
You're a
I'm like,
comic.
"All right."
You're hanging
I'm a
out,
comic.
and
I'm not a
someone
comic.
said,
I
let's
was
go
at
to
the
Thomas
Improv.
Dolby's house,
Yeah, and like a half a dozen of us went over there to his house, and there's pictures of him on
drink
the
his
walls,
booze.
and we're drinking his booze and eating his food, and there's all these hot
Mm.
chicks thinking they're going to see him, and he's like,
Science.
he's 6,000 miles away.
Oh. Yeah, I think he was I think he produced. I think he's one of those guys. There's like some classic rock or pop album, and he was the producer of it, and then happened to write that song as kind of a one-off, and it became a hit. And then suddenly he
was working
tour.
in the studios. He was doing tech, and then he was producing other
Right.
people's stuff. And then he said, "Oh,
Right.
I'm going to record some of this stuff myself," and that one took off.
Like Alan Parsons. Remember the Alan Parsons Project?
Yes.
And if you see the Get Back thing, the documentary on Disney Plus of the Beatles, a young Alan Parsons is in the engineer next to Glenn Johns, the producer. And they have the thing, Alan Parsons, tape engineer. And then Alan Parsons would later go on to produce Pink Floyd and have his own band, the Alan Parsons Project, which I didn't care for, but they had a few hits. Where do we go from here? From that song?
I do.
Now that all the
From my childhood. I do.
Wow.
I didn't see the
Your
documentary
20s.
because we didn't get
Your
Disney
20s,
Plus.
for God's sake.
I was
Well,
I was
that's
9
the end of the
years old.
podcast. Good night, everybody.
Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The Two Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary.
Go to patreon.com/The Two Dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.